turn you round. There we go. Let's do a zoomy thing. Let me have a look and see what my tablet thinks I look like. Hello, Vicky. Hello, Marianne. Hello, Karen. Oh, I've just temporarily lost all my comments. Just bear with. My tablet's catching up. Right, there we go. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Nicole. Right, let me just sort out my quality again. Bear with. Well, I can hear my son in the background in the kitchen making funny noises. If you can hear him, please let me know and I'll tell him to be quiet. But if not, I won't. Right, okay, so let's just have a quick look at where we are on the desk, because I think I'm a bit zoomed in and a bit wonky. So let me just try and zoom. Nope, too far. Oh gosh, I tell you, this really does my head in every single week. I would love to get it so I can use some kind of live stream software, but we're still not there. So anyway, whatever. Right, we're going to have to go with that, I think. Yeah, that'll do. And we'll just have to work with that. Hi Rosemary, hi Erin, hello everybody. So some of you would have already seen the new kit. I shall take you through it in a moment. Now I will warn you, mine has printed out. Vicky, don't even go there. I have printed mine out, and because I was low on magenta, some of my patterns that are supposed to be more of this burgundy kind of colour have come out more orange. So yeah, anyway, you can't hear him. Good, that's all right. I'm glad. Hi Peggy in Ireland. Hi Kerry. Hi Nola. You got on the live, Nola. Well done. That's cool. Hi Gina. Thank you, Vicky. I really liked this pad when it was on the screen, and then when I printed it off, because as I said, I hadn't got enough magenta, I wasn't as keen on it when I printed it, so I might end up reprinting some of the papers because they haven't come out how I wanted them to. So yeah, I think I will reprint, but very autumnal. Put it that way, very autumnal. I'm just harring on my glasses. That's the noise you can hear. So I can see, because I have little bits all over my glasses, and that's never good. Hi Desiree, I'm glad you finally made it to a live stream from Michigan. Cool, fabulous. Right, just wait for a few more to come in, and then I'll just quickly take you through now the kit. Some of you will have seen it already on YouTube, YouTube short, or on Insta. So obviously I've used some of this already. So this is the pack. So you've got lots of butterflies. Let me move it over a little bit. Butterflies, and in fact, let me just angle my camera a bit more so we've got a bit of a better, bit flatter. There we go. Hi Di from Holland. We've got like a dotty one, which is more of a calmer pattern, and I've done this in the three colours. I've done this in the burgundy-ish kind of colour and also in the gold colour. Then we've got some more ornate butterflies. I really like these, and also if you printed them out, you could actually cut them out. And I was tempted to do that on one of them, but I haven't. But yeah, I was tempted to fussy cut. And then you've got this one as well, which again, now this is all quite orangey, but all where you can see kind of like orangey pink. That's a lot more pinky on the screen. And then you've got like a blue swirl, and again I've done this blue swirl in the pinky colour and also in the gold. So if you look at this online on the pictures, it looks a lot more pinky than it actually is because of my printing out hasn't printed out as well. Then we've got the florals, and again obviously we've got the gold of that. And then we've got this one, which you can't see, but it's similar to this but slightly different, similar kind of florally thing. Then we've got that swirly colour in the gold. Then we've got this one. This is the one I was going to cut out. I was going to cut this out because I really like that. And again, these are a lot more pinky if you cut them out properly. And then this looks orange in real life, but it is more of like this colour on the screen. So yeah. And then that is it, I believe. I don't know if there was one here that I've cut and finished. Not sure. And then that's the pack for next week. So yeah, so that is the pack for this week. As I said, on the screen, it will change depending on how you print it out, but it is a lot more this kind of colour than that orangey colour. So yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Hi, Marianne. You copped one of my cards. Jambi was doing it. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Jambi did do, because we used to like go off each other because like she'd do something and I'd be like, oh, that's nice. So I'd do the same or a version of it or both, and then she'd see something I like and she'd be like, oh, that's nice. So she'd do it or she'd do a version of it, and so we kind of sort of unknowingly tag team each other, which was great because we were very much on the same kind of lines. So that is the paper pack for this week. So it's over on Etsy. Managed to get it up. I was organised this week. And so the card we're actually going to do... Oh, we're not very straight, are we? Let me get ourselves a little bit more straight. Is that the right way to get straight? Let me get a bit straighter. I think that's probably straight. I don't know where we start. Where do we start? Let's have a look. Where do we start? Oh, we start here. Okay, let me angle it a bit more then. See, I feel like I'm too zoomed in, but if I try and zoom out a tiny bit... Oh, no, that's all right. There we go. That's better. There we go. Right, sorry about the wobbly. So, I'm going to do this card. Now, I saw this card done by Sarah Treblecock, and she called it a double diamond 10th-fold card. But because I've got a lot of double diamond cards, I was like, So I'm going to call it a staggered diamond 10th-fold card because your diamonds are kind of staggered, one top, one bottom. And you could do this... Because when I first saw it, I was like, I think I know how she's done it. But then she actually did it so that this is all one piece. You've got nothing stuck on, like base card wise. It's all one piece. So so that's what I'm going to show you how to do. But if you want to not do it quite so complicated, you could just cut out a whole section and then stick your squares over the top. But yeah, I quite like the fact it's one piece because it's stronger. It's more stable and it's nice and neat on the back then. So yeah. Hi Valerie, good to see you. So that's what we're going to do. This time around, I used for this one, my sample card, I used the Winter Sparkle decoupage pad, which is this one. So I used that for my toppers, and then I used this for my mat. So that is the rose gold, this rose gold mirror. And then my papers, because I haven't got the Winter Sparkle papers, I used an old pad from years ago called, get it out, this one, Happy You, because it works so well. So I used this paper, and then the glitter stripe. And so this was in the range for, it was originally $14.99 down to $9.99, but I don't know if you can still get it. You might be able to find it on like eBay or Amazon, or some craft supply might have it somewhere. But this worked really well with that pad, so I thought, right, well, let's just do it, may as well. No one's going to know. So put that back over there. So yeah, so that's what I've used for this one. I've put the links already in the description below for these two. I haven't put the Happy You padding because I didn't have a chance to have a look to see if it's available anywhere, but I have put the links in for these. It is a bit, yes, well, you see Sally now. Sarah had done it as an Art Deco card, and she's actually done like an Art Deco fold behind it. So she had like a whole big fan fold and then an Art Deco topper on the front, which I quite liked, but I was like, for me, that's not going to go with my butterflies. So that's why I thought, let me just do like a plain, but if you wanted to, what you could do is you could cut your base and just go down to here. So just cut it like that and just cut this. So cut a rectangle out. If you imagine that there, just cut this big rectangle out. And then if you wanted to, you could put a circle and have it a circle if you wanted to, or a star. So you could change it up if you want, and do it slightly differently. But I'm going to show you the method of doing it all in one piece like this is, because then you can just get more simple from then on. So obviously today we are going to be using my new papers. I'm also going to be using these dies. So this is like feathers die, and this is from In Love Art Shop. And again, I've listed them in the description below already, and I've also linked my papers below as well. This greeting was from a magazine. I've no idea which magazine, and it was a long time ago. Well, it was like about a year ago, maybe more. I don't know. I think I would have mentioned. Did I mention it in a craft haul? I don't know if I did actually. I think I just bought the magazine one day. But anyway, that's just from that. The gold is paper that it's very thick, and it's card that I bought from Every Crafts a Pound.co.uk. I think they used to be called Every Craft. I think they're now called Every Crafts a Bargain or something like that. Something along those lines anyway. But it was gold, and it's very thick, very thick. So I don't use it very often. But I thought for this one, because you've got quite thin, you know, it's quite thin. You need it to be. You don't want it to be flimsy. You need a bit of wallop to go on there. So I thought this is the perfect time to use it. So I've already gone ahead and stuck down my patterns and mats because I thought you guys don't want to see me. And also because I need to go and do some school uniform shopping after this. Happy days. The life we lead. So yes, I've cut out some little feathers. So these just cut out of vellum. I was trying to pick them up earlier and I couldn't do it. And I still can't do it. So let me just grab a ruler to help me. To assist me in picking them up. And moving them over here. There we go. Okay, so let's move this out of the way as well. Right, so let's start with our base. Now you'll be all pleased to know that if you've got an A4 or like letter size, then you can make this card. Sarah did it so that it ended up being 8 inches wide, and I can't remember what. I think it was 5.5. I think it was 5.5 by 8. Her finished card size was flat, but you know, that's not a size that I do, so I thought let me change it to a 5 by 7. So I've gone for a 7 by 10 piece of card, and then you're gonna have to bear with me because it is a little bit complicated, and when I did it the first time around I made a bit of a mistake. Hi Sweet Pea, good to see you. So what we want to do is, to start with, we are going to, now you can actually mark this or you can score it, it's up to you, but the score line you definitely have to do is at 5 inches. So you definitely need to score at 5 inches along the long length. So if you've got a 5 by 7 card blank, you could use that, just flatten it out and use that. So that's the beauty of this, you can use 5 by 7 card blanks. Just make sure they are definitely 5 by 7, so when you open out they're 7 by 10, just make sure that. Right, so what we're going to do is we are going to fold this in half to make our card blank, and then halfway along I'm just going to mark halfway fold it in half and mark along this scored edge at 3.5 inches. Now I know you can't see that, but I've marked it at 3.5. Hi Anne, good to see you, good to see you. And then what we're going to do is we need to, with it still folded in half, we need to score down, and we want to do an inch in. Because we want to create a frame an inch in, and then at the front it'll be an inch in, and at the back it's more than it's 2.5 inches in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this, and I'm just going to 1, 2.5. I'm just going to bring this down to 2.5 for now, like that. And I'm going to bring an inch in here, so it's 6, and again roughly go sort of halfway like that. Don't worry, and we're doing this card here, and this is I originally saw it with Sarah Treblecock. she called it a double diamond 10th fold card, but I'm calling it a 5 by 7 staggered diamond 10th fold card because they're obviously staggered. So that's the card we're doing for today. So we've started off with the 7 by 10. So if you open it up, you've got that. So I'm going to get rid of this for the moment, and I'm going to bring in my it is nice, isn't it? I really liked it. I saw it last night. I was like, oh yes, let's do that. Right, let me bring in my metal rule and my cutting knife. Apologies if I cough. Right, so now let's turn this round. So there's my little halfway mark, which is at 3.5. And what I want to do is, now that I've done this this line, which is an inch in, and this line here that's an inch in, I don't know if you can see, let me just angle it so you can see it. Just angle it, if you can see my score lines, sort of, maybe not. I don't know if you can see my score lines, you sort of can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to this is going to be the back of my card, and so I want to measure up halfway at 2.5 inches. So along that line, that 1 inch in line, so that's 2.5 inches in, and then the same on this side. So 2.5 inches in, which is there. Okay, and then what we're going to do, and I'm going to go straight in and cut it. I'm going to cut from that halfway line to this halfway line, which is 2.5 inches up. Okay, so I'm going to cut from there to there. We're going to go all the way down till we meet that line there. And then we're going to do the same on this side. So I'm going to cut from that halfway line along the crease line to our 2.5 inch up mark there, which is there, like that. So you end up with that, okay? And I've got obviously this line here, which is my 1 inch in line. So I'm going to turn this round, and what we're going to do, and I'm going to turn my card round as well because I need to do this front bit here, is I'm just going to make a mark up that line that we've already started, the score line, and we're going to mark 1 inch from the bottom up, make a little mark, and then we're going to go 1 inch from the bottom up and make a little mark like that. And then we also want to make a mark just along the bottom halfway at 3.5 here. So this is quite, it all sounds quite complicated, which is why this is like the complicated version, okay, of you could do this a lot simpler. So I think I'll probably do a tutorial with the simpler version, and then if anybody wants the more complicated, they can watch the live stream. So I've got, this is 3.5, this is 3.5. So what I'm going to do is lay my ruler on, join up those 2 points, and we're going to make a mark at 3.5 up from this bottom section. So this edge here, 1, 2, 3.5. Make a little mark there. So that's going to be the point of your front triangle. And then I'm going to cut from there to that 1 inch in, 1 inch over. So this point here is 1 inch up and it's 1 inch in. You can't see it, but it's there. I've got another one here which is 1 inch up and 1 inch in. So I'm going to cut from that line to that point there, from that line, from that point there to that point there. So from here all the way down to, where is it, there, like that. And then we're going to do the same here. Now one little thing I would say is that once you've done one of these, this bit we're going to cut out, keep it, because you could just lay it on. As long as you know where your frame is, you could just lay it on and draw around it, which saves you doing all this measurements all over again. Because I've got my piece here, this is the one I did from my original. So if I lay that on there, can you see how that literally is right? It's bang on. So that's the bit you're going to be taking out. So once you've done one, I would keep this and use this as a template. And all you got to do is, all you've really got to do is make that 3.5 mark there, and then measure inch in, and then just place that on. Line that up with your 3.5 inch mark. We probably don't even need to do 1 inch in really. Just make sure it's straight, obviously, and then just draw around it and cut it out. That would make life a lot easier. So then what we're going to do is we're now going to cut from here all the way down to there, and from there all the way down to there. And then that is your card base done. So it's not too bad. It's just when you first do it, it's a bit of a, what am I doing? But once you've done one, you can just use that same one to do it again. So let's come down to there, like that. Okay, so let's take this off here and take that off there. So this is my spare piece. Obviously you normally chuck this, but as I said, keep it, and then you've got a template, and then when you fold this up, there's your card base. So yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too complicated. If you want a slightly larger size, definitely go and check out Sarah Trebilcock's video. I'll try and remember to link it actually below in the description. so you can go over and have a look. Because she's done, as I said, she did hers 8 inches by 5.5, I think it was. But yeah, but there you go. Thank you. That was actually from, I think, Anne, that was from Aldi. It was an Aldi cutting mat, because they do their So Crafty range. It was either Aldi or Lidl, I can't remember. But yeah, I bought a whole load because I used to do craft classes in, you know, in person. So I bought a whole load for that. Right, okay, so to decorate, we are going to need 3 pieces of matte card that are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Now, one of these pieces you need to cut in half, because one of them is going to be for the front here. So we need to cut it in half. Now, I thought I'd taped it, but I haven't. Let me bring my, I was going to do it on the guillotine, but I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to move all my stuff just to get to the guillotine. So I'm just going to go and do it by hand. So just one of them you want to cut in half diagonally, and I have listed all of these measurements all in the description below. Okay, and I haven't put in, normally I put in with the base card where you score, but I can't really explain all that in writing, so you just have to watch the video for the actual, you know, where to cut. I'm going to need this again in a minute, but let me just put it on my lap for now. So this one is going to go there. This one is going to go in here like that, and then you need one on the back which will have your white piece on to write on. If you wanted to, you could put white piece here and write on there, but I like the fact you can look and you can, you know, you can see another pattern. This piece is spare, so if you want to do 2 at a time, you could. So let's just go ahead now then and add our pattern pieces on. So you need a white piece that is 3 by 3, which is going to go on there like that, and obviously don't forget to stamp your greeting at an angle. You also need another pattern piece that is also 3 by 3, which is going to go on here. And then the next pattern piece is not 3 by 3. It's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. The reason being because we're going to cut it in half diagonally. So I've already put tape on the back. And yeah, I've already put tape on the back. So I'm just going to go ahead now and cut, and I've drawn a little line. I'm going to go ahead and cut down here. I should probably use my Stanley knife, but anyway, we're going to whiz it with scissors and hope for the best. So, oh, there we go. So that's 2 3/4. So you've got half that you don't need. So that is going to go on there. If you want to make your border a bit less, you can. You can increase your size slightly, but I quite like that amount of border. So I'm going to go ahead now and just stick down my patterns and my white piece onto my mat. Yeah, so what I try and do, just as well, just to answer a question somebody left me a comment on earlier on in the week, with measurements, I don't tend to leave measurements in the description for most of my normal tutorials, because I put them on the screen during the tutorial, which means if you want to write them down, you can just pause the video and write them down. And also because I don't have the time to do it for every video, but I do try and do it for live streams. So after the live stream's gone up, either later that day or the next day, I will try and get the measurements up, so they'll be in the description below the video. So if you click on where it says more below the video, depending on what you're looking at, click on that and you'll have all the links to the products in there, hopefully. Sometimes I miss things out, but I do try to put them in. And you'll also have the measurements as well for the live stream. I don't do blogs just because it's only me, and at the moment I'm absolutely run off my feet. I don't know which way is up right now. I've got so much to do and not enough time to do it in, so I'm hoping that I'm definitely looking forward to the schools going back, put it that way. So yeah, right, let's stick this down. But as I say, that's why I try and put the measurements up on the screen, so that then you can see and write it down rather than having to listen. And also for those who maybe you're hard of hearing, you know, or you're deaf, you know what I mean, you might be just watching it, and if it's up on the screen, it's just a bit easier. Or if it's another language even, because sometimes I watch videos for other languages, and I don't necessarily understand what they're saying, but I can work out what the measurements are. So yeah, that's the reason. Oh, have we got it? No, that's right. I thought we had a parcel, and I could see the parcel man's pulled up outside the house, but he's now walking the other way. Is he? I don't know where he's gone. Can't see him walking up. No, he's gone the other way. He's got a bit confused where he's going. Right, let me stick this down. How's everyone's week going, by the way? Is everyone doing all right? As I say, I've got to do school uniform shopping. Not lots of it, thankfully. Just shoes and trainers. Yeah, that's it really. Shoes and trainers. So that's good. I'm glad about that because I hate school uniform shopping, especially at this time in the summer holidays. I usually try and hold on with uniform and then get it later in the term when everyone's sort of got their stuff, because then it just makes it a bit easier. Just makes it a bit easier. I remember one year having to queue up outside Clive Marks. Oh my goodness. That's our school uniform shop. It was a nightmare. You had to book an appointment and then we all had to queue up. Right, the other thing as well I was going to say with this card is there's a couple of ways of decorating it. So you can either have the strips going all the way down and then a short bit in the middle, or you can have a long bit and then these are shorter. So with my original one, I did it so that you've got the same on the inside and the outside, but this one I'm going to do the other way around, just so you can see the two different ways of doing it. I quite like the idea of them being long, but then on this one I quite like the idea of them being wide. So yeah, there we go. Right, let's stick that in, making sure we've got a nice even border. And don't worry if, so you're really looking for your even border, let me open it up, around this bit here. Don't worry that this comes literally to where your point is. That's fine, because you're going to have a border on this front strip, so then you won't end up with a double border. You'll end up with just a normal single border. So that's another little tip for you. Okay, so then let's stick this one on the inside. So stick this down. I did try and stick a lot of mats and layers down before I came on, so you wouldn't have to sit and watch me taping things. But obviously not everything. So yeah. Oh, I was going to do as well, I've done one already, ornament, like a little faceted gift boxy type thing as a video tutorial. So that's going to be going up soon. I've got a shed load of videos that I need to record, but them all prepped ready to be recorded, and I've also got a shed load that need editing. So they will be going up at some point, but I'm kind of, as soon as the schools go back, I can kind of crack on with it. Right, let's get a nice even border on this as well, like that. And I try and make sure my points are kind of pretty much where your edges are there, and this obviously doesn't drop below the bottom. So let me just pick that bit up. There we go. So that is that, and then we just need to do the one on the back, which is this one. I'm going to be looking through a few more of Sarah Treblecock's videos, because she looks like she's got some very good ideas, and she does similar things. Well, not all similar things. Her style's different, but some of the card folds she's got, I'm like, and she likes playing with. She actually said on this video for this one that she likes playing with paper and just sort of having a bit of a play and seeing what she can work out. So I'm like, you're my kind of lady. You are my kind of lady. So please go and have a look at her channel. She's got about 7.7k subscribers at the moment, and I think she should have way more than that. She does get a lot of views. She does get a lot of views on her videos, but I think she needs more subscribers. So please go and give her some love. Go over there. I don't know her personally. I've literally only discovered her last night, but as a fellow YouTuber, I know how it is. I know we need to, you know, survive and pay bills. So I know it all helps. Oh dear, Chris. Okay, well at least you're here. You're here. You made it. You made it. You made it. So yeah. Right. So that is that. Let me put my bits in the bin. There we go. Okay. So that's that. I don't need that anymore. Do I? No, I don't. Right. So that is your front pieces done. So next you need a whole bunch of strips. So if you're going to do it the way I'm doing it this way, this time, you will need 2 pieces of matte paper, matte card, that are 7/8 by 3 7/8, and on top of that 2 pattern pieces that are 3/4 by 3 3/4, and they are going to go there like that. Now I've made that border really thin because otherwise your pattern is going to be so tiny you're not even going to see it. Okay, then along the bottom I've done a big long strip. So this long strip is, the mat is 7/8 by 6 7/8, and the pattern is 3/4 by 6 3/4. On this one I did it so that this was shorter and these were all the way down as they are in the middle, all the way down. So it's up to you whether you want to do it like that or not. So yeah, so I've done it on the front. I decided to do it this way around, so I'm going to do short on the front, and then on the inside I'm doing the long ones because then you've got the triangles. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick this down. And I've just seen as well, I could have done with utching that triangle up, so you might want to stick this on first, because that is literally, I might just butt it right up to the bottom of that triangle, I think, because the border is so tiny that, yeah, so I could have done with moving that up, but I was trying to copy that border there. So you might want to stick your strips on first before you then stick your diamonds and triangles on. So it's really up to you, but yeah, I think I'm going to utch that right up to the bottom of my triangle there, and then that's going to go on there like that. That's going to go on there like that. Right, and these two go on the sides. Oh, I know why I need. I've just put my cutting mat away thinking I've finished with it, but I haven't, because I've just realised there's one more piece we need to cut. But anyway, have I even done a... I don't think I've done a... Why is this too big? This looks too wide. I think I must have measured slightly wrong. Interesting. This is 7/8. Oh dear. Just missing on the floor. Oh, thank you, Regina. Good. I'm glad. It's good to have you here. Okay, this isn't quite 7/8. This is a tiny bit bigger than 7/8 wide, which is why I'm having troubles fitting that on. And the same with that one. Right, let me just trim a little bit, tiny bit off this, because it's not quite 7/8. Yes, so it's Sarah Trebilcock. So it's TREBIL and then COCK. Trebilcock. I will try and link her below after, if I remember. But she's got some very good, oh, I can't do that. It's not going to let me do it. Okay, you know what? I don't want to mess up my mat, so I'm just going to whack it on anyway. And if it's not quite enough border, there's not quite enough border. It's fine. I can't. I don't want to cut it, end up with it wonky, or tearing it, or whatever. So we're just going to go with it, and whatever. It's fine. We've got a bit of a border, but not much. It's fine. I would rather do that, I think, than mess up my mat. So I've just put it so that it lines up with there, and I've got the border on this side. There we go. And then we'll do the same with this one. Oh yes, Valerie. Yes, I'd forgotten about that. I forgot I'd been organised and actually put the name in the bottom, in the description. Well spotted. So you're more on it than I am. You're more with it than I am. Right, so then if we open it up, this bit here, these are slightly longer because these go all the way to the bottom. So these need to be 7/8 for the mat by 4 7/8. And the pattern is 3/4 by 4 3/4. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on, and then we'll deal with this triangle piece here. So let's stick this down. Right. And then like that. There we go. That's that side. I'm always looking out for new ideas, you see, and that's how I came across Sarah. I was very pleased. Right, there we go. Stick that onto there. like that. So now all we've got to do is add in our little one here. So I haven't cut myself out a piece of card, so that was silly of me. So you're going to need for that those two triangles there. If you wanted to, you could leave it like that and just have it, you know, like that. What I might do is, no, I feel like I need a. I could just do a. I could just do a mat. We'll see. Right, so I'm going to need this back in a minute, but you need a mat piece that is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and a pattern piece that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And both of these we need to cut in half diagonally. So I'm going to add tape onto mine so that when I cut it in half, it makes things a little bit easier. So because I'm using tape and not glue, I don't want to be taping a triangle. So let's whack that on there, and that on there, and then we can cut that in half diagonally. I haven't got, as I said, my piece for the this slide, so I think what I might do is I might draw it on, and then I think I will cut it with scissors. So I think that's going to be easier than trying to do it with a Stanley knife. There we go. So that's that one there. And then I'm just going to put it in, and then we'll decide what we want to put over the top of it. So that is going to go in there like that. I'd quite like to emboss this, but this is so thick, I know it's not going to emboss properly. So I'm wondering whether I could put something. I'm wondering actually. Let me just have a look in my. Just going to have a look in my peel off collection and see if we could kind of make like an embossed pattern. I'm trying to stick that back on again so it doesn't stick to everything, but anyway, that'll do. Let me have a quick look in my peel off collection and just see if there's anything that's gold and patterned that we could use. Maybe that actually, because I've got things like this I don't use, but I could put over onto that, or even that one actually, that might work as well. Let's have a look. So I don't use peel-offs very often. Let's see, probably this one it would have to be. Let me go with this one. I've got lots of these. I think I'm going to go. I mean, you end up with a lot of waste, but I don't really use them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think what we'll do is I'm going to put this square down like that. So I could have done it before I cut it, which would have been easier. But anywho, I'm going to peel this off. Carefully. And then this I'm going to stick over the top of this, making sure it's kind of centralised as best we can get it. That'll do like that. And then I'm going to trim off the excess around the outside like this. Trim off the excess. Oh, I missed a little bit there. Just give this a good rub down. It's not bang on central, but it's pretty close. It's close enough for me anyway. Like that, and across like this. Okay, I'm concentrating, which is why the lack of talking. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to trim down the middle. Like that. And then we're just going to go right up to the edge here because I had a bit of a gap in between the two. So it's best to do this before you cut it in half. Like that. And there I have two pattern pieces that have a bit of texture to them, but they're not embossed. And they use up all of those peel-offs that you have and you just never use. I mean, some of you might use them, I don't know, but I don't. I rarely use them. I try and use them whenever I can because I was given loads. So there we go. So then these can go in here. Oh yeah, I like that. That works. That's all right, Nola. Yeah, have a look tomorrow. I know it's late for you, isn't it? Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Anne and Chris. Yeah. It's just something that I suddenly thought, oh, hang on a second, what can I do? What can I do to make it look more interesting? Right, and then we want to stick these down like that. And on the other side, oh, that's the one that doesn't have the thing on it. Let's just peel this off. And then stick that on there. Like, oh, no, that's not level. That's not level. Let's just back up the truck. Oh, no, we can't back up the truck. Okay, we'll have to go with it not level then. That's fine. There we go. That's not too bad. Yeah, I'm surprised myself there. There we go. Right, so there you go. So that is your card so far. So now we just need to go ahead and add the fancy bits. So I've got my greeting here, and I've also got these feather dies which I wanted to use. I've cut them out of vellum. So these are from In Love Art Shop. These dies are really cute, and you get 3 in a set. I have linked those below. So I think it's that one, and that one. They're the 3 die shapes you get. You can see those. And I was originally thinking of having them coming out from the behind the birthday greeting. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, so let's just put a bit of tape on the back, a little bit of tape on the back, and stick them onto there. Yes, Valerie, yeah, it would. That would be good. There's lots you could do with it, to be honest with you. There really is. There's lots you could do. It's very versatile. Right, let me stick that one in the middle. I want the pink one in the middle. Actually, use this pink one. I'll save that one for the bottom because it's the right kind of angle. So I want that like there. And then I think we'll do a blue one kind of here. Have I got any stick left to stick that onto? Sort of. And then we want one of the white ones. We'll have to use this one. Which means we've got 2 of the same feather together, but never mind. Like that. And then I just need to stick that down. The feather dies, they're not very big, so they're only, you get 3, and they are, but they're good for this sort of thing. You don't want a massive one. 2.5 inches by about 3/4 of an inch. This one here, yeah, 2.5. That one's 3/4 of an inch. This one's more like 1/2 an inch. That one's more like 1/2 an inch. Bit over 1/2 an inch. 3/8, 5/8 even. Yeah, the new home idea, that also sounds like a good idea because you could have it as a house. That sounds like a good idea. Yeah, that would definitely work. Yeah, they're quite small, but I like them. I thought they were going to be bigger because the picture that I saw on the site, they looked bigger. But actually, I think I prefer them being a little bit smaller. because I think they're going to be more versatile this way round. So yeah. Okay, I just need to make sure we don't stick out too much. So let's just do, I shouldn't be using my nails, I should be using my pin, but I'm not. Being naughty. Right, I just don't want it to be, I don't want to put it too high, I want it about there really. So I don't need my feather to go too low. Like about there. And then if we do that one on there, like that, I think. Yeah, like that. And this one over the top like that, I think. There we go. And then we just need to put some foam pads on the back. Yeah, well, yeah, real peacock feathers would be nice, especially with these papers because they're similar kind of colours. Right, I need some, I know, you know what I might use actually? I might use my silicone glue. I feel like that could be a good option instead of foam pads. Because I don't know how thick I really want it to be. Oops, put a little plug out of my pin flare. Right, so let's do a little. I'm literally going to do like a little line. I don't normally do a little line, usually blobs, but because I've got feathers and I want to kind of encompass them. Oh, hello. That was a bit of a big plug. Let's do a little bit of a plug. There we go. And put that over there. Right. So let's take very carefully. Take this. Oh, it's upside down. And then think about there. Yeah, there we go, back there. Just gently stick it down. Okay, and there you have it. Obviously you could, oh yeah, skeleton leaves would look cool, yeah. Obviously you can really go to town with it. I mean, obviously because I've got that on the inside, you could put something on the inside if you wanted to. I did on this one. I had your snowflake. That was one of the toppers out of the decoupage pack. So you could go really, you know, quite cool with it. But yeah, I think I'll probably stop there. I just feel like I'm going to go too much if I'm not careful. But yeah, so that is the card for today. So I hope you liked it. As I said, make sure you keep that bit that you cut out because it will make your life a lot easier going forward. So yeah, so there you go. So there's the card. I hope you liked it. And go and check out Sarah's channel because obviously she will be doing a slightly larger one. So if you like your A5 cards, that one that she did was an A5. I'm also going to be doing a fan. She's done a like an Art Deco fan, and I'm going to do that, I think, on a card. I'm going to make it into some kind of card because I really like the way she did it. I just need to make one myself. I like the fact it uses pattern paper and you can just fold it up to make the fan instead of cutting out sections and whatever and sticking them together. So yeah, but yeah, thank you very much everybody. Thank you. Please don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to hit it after we come off as well, because the thumbs up really helps me out. The like, if you share it as well, that really helps me out. So please do that if you can. Don't forget to go over to In Love Art Shop. If you do go over to In Love Art Shop, use my code ICEDImages, which will get you 20% off. I haven't written that in the description, but I will do after this. I will go and write that in. And don't forget to go over to my Etsy shop and check out the Butterflies Galore pack. So yeah, I think this could be really good for Christmas as well, if I'm honest. And I'm thinking as well that little Red Robin pack that I got from DRK Crafts, that would look good on this. Anything you want to show off your pattern papers on, and you've got like just a nice little topper, I think really works. So yeah, so there you go. Right, I'm going to poodle off and go and do this school uniform shop. Woo, yippee, lucky me. And I will see you all next week. and we will do something else. And that's what I was going to ask you. Who would like me to do, because I've got Christmas next week, so I'm thinking about doing a 3D kind of ornamenty type thing. So if you would like me to do that, please yeah, let me know in the comments. Or if you would rather me do a card, I will do a card. But I have got a plan for the ornament thing. I am definitely going to do it as a tutorial, but just, yeah, just something thought I'd mention it. Yes, it's good to have you, Regina. Thank you for joining us. Please join us again. It's very good. Good, thank you, Karen. I'm glad you like it. I know, quite, Valerie. Yeah, the ornament. Cool. Okay, cool. I will do the ornament. The ornament could obviously be used as a gift box as well. So yeah, it's quite a nice one. Again, it's one that I saw somebody else do, and I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, but I will mention them whenever I do it. So thank you, Desiree. That's very nice of you. Yeah, so cards, please don't do ornaments. Hate dusting. Well, Sandra, it's more of like you could use it as a gift box, so it'd be quite good, or a table favour. I mean, you can hang it on your tree. It's that kind of thing. It's like a hang on a Christmas tree type thing. But you could give it as a gift, and they could hang it on their tree, and then they're the one who's got to dust it, not you. How about that? So yeah, I'll do that. If it's not too involved, I might do maybe do a little card to go with it, but I think it's going to be too involved. It's got a lot of fold lines in it. So yeah, I'll probably do the ornament, and then there will be a card coming up, because we do a lot of cards all the time, so it'd be quite nice to do something a bit different. And I did have some requests for gift boxes, so it falls into that category because it is a gift box. Right, I'm going to stop waffling on. I'm going to take you off the ceiling, and I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. So let me just take you off. So that is the close-up of that one. And then this is the close-up of this one. Also go over to DRK Crafts as well. Right, see you all next week. Bye, everybody.